not. But just have someone calling in here from the 202 area code. What's going on? You're on the Boxing Source Radio Show.
How's it going, man? It's Coach Floyd. How's it going?
Yeah, Coach Floyd, man. What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? What's going on? Matter of fact, tell you what, let me get Soldier on the line. Let me call you guys right back, okay?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll call you right back. Let me get Soldier.
Gotcha. Oh man, yo, that's Coach Floyd Seymour, man. Yo, after I was pretty much done, going through the fight card there at the MGM Grand, and I was gonna go into what was going down at the Mohegan Sun Casino. And man. All right, I know what's up. Yes, I am supposedly a quote-unquote media member in boxing, right? As we know, with media members in boxing, you get into the sport because not only are you a fan of the sport, but you're a fan of fighters, okay? And we've had, this particular fighter and the trainer that was just on multiple times on this show, and the fighter is one person that we've kind of like been behind. The trainer there has pushed us to kind of be supportive of the fighter. And we had been, and I'm telling you right now that yesterday, when the fight was going down, it was like the first time in a long time where it felt like I had so much invested behind the fighter that I wanted this fighter to be successful. Very much so. And like I was, in that particular fight, like very interested in that fight throughout the whole time that it happened. And to kind of see that, like what was happening over the course of that fight, it kind of like, hurt me a little bit to see what the result was, which we will get into there. So looks like they are back on the line here, 202. Coach Floyd, what's up? You're back on?
Yeah, what's up? How's it going, man? I'm here with Cobia Soldier Breedy.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, man, Coach Floyd, Soldier Breedy, man. Glad to have you on here. Man, I'll let y'all talk a little bit about what went down last night, because I was just saying before you got back on that, like for the first time in a long time, I felt like I was very invested into a fight that was happening there, and very I was like so behind the success of one particular fighter. I haven't like been like that in years. So I'll kind of go into what went down in this particular fight, and I'll kind of like summarize it on my end.
Okay, you wanna go, or you want Cobia to go, or
y'all could go first.
Hey, Cobia, you wanna go first?
Yeah, what's your question again?
You want to summarize the fight, how they go down, how it all went downtown.
All right, yeah. Yeah, man. First of all, man, let me give a shout out to my Asian people, American people in DMV. And I want to thank Hamer for giving me the opportunity. I thank my coach, my team for everything. It was a very tough fight for me. I got a little careless in the first rounds. I got dropped and stuff. But I managed to get back up. I looked at my corner and I told him, man, we made a mistake and we just got when the rounds going down. So I basically made my mind up. I got to win every round from the 2 knockdowns. That's where our mind was. We was just about the steal rounds going all the way down.
So basically, that's how it kind of went down. First round, I mean, my side, same thing with Cobia. First, I want to thank you guys, for the, the Blog Talk Radio. Thank everybody, man. It was. Thank Al Heyman. Thank Barry for giving us a hand. Thank Cobia for being such a soldier and a warrior that he is. Man, it was a great night. Fortunately, it didn't go the way we wanted it to go. But couple simple rookie mistakes that was made in the corner and also made in the ring. Our game plan was to go out there and win every round. First of all, so going out there boxing this kid was what we was planning on doing. They were talking about, yo man, you need to get in there and fight him. Nah, we're not gonna fight. We're not going to fight Tug. We're going to box him and beat the brakes off him. And that's what Kobe started to do. And, the rookie mistake that we told Kobe that what happened was he got too comfortable in the first round, the last 5 seconds. And I lost my voice. Sorry, guys. I lost my voice. So, just trying to get my voice back. 5 seconds of the round, and he got clipped. But like I told you, he got up. And that's, if you saw me in the corner, I was like, yo, man, we just get back on your ball. And it happened again the second round. He's backing up, and he threw the left hook. And by Cobia backing up, it's all balanced, and he tripped backwards. And I'm like, dang, again. So staying calm. I mean, it's only 2 rounds. We still got 10 to go, bro. We can beat this fool for 10 rounds. And, that's how it went down, man. 10-round fight, just grinding it out, showing the crowd, the people, who the soldier is, what he's made of, and I know a lot of people was on the edge of their seat every single round. That was like a Rocky fight, man.
Yeah,
that's a Rocky fight.
Yeah, I mean that was a very, very good action fight there, and for me, I was watching that fight, and I was looking at the first round, and I was seeing Kobe was a much faster fighter there. Was popping 2 or 3 punches at a time and everything like that. But like you were mentioning there, kind of like the mistake was. I feel like the mistake was positioning because they're pretty much at the end of the first round, you kind of got to, around that mid-range. And, when Cobia had his left hand down, that's when, Two Star was able to come in with that punch. And Cobia kind of came forward, and that momentum kind of sent him back, to put him down on the canvas there. So to me, that kind of took off that momentum because to me, that was like a 3-point turnaround right there because Cobia had that.
Yeah, and not that it gave Tug that confidence, and oh my God, that second one time that gave Tug even more confidence. So it happened.
And that second round one was positioning, kind of like foot positioning again because it was more of I didn't. To me, I didn't see Kobe really hurt from any punch there. And the last punch that Tuksat threw that I saw, to me, kind of really didn't land on Cobia. So when Cobia went backwards, it was the feet. And you kind of see the feet tangling. And that's when Cobia kind of tripped and then went back. So that's how the momentum went, had him going backwards that way. So, like you were saying, you had to come back in 10 rounds, and I was seeing everything that was happening. He was first with the jab, very aggressive with the jab, and everything like that. And Coach Floyd, we were talking about the styles and, being there at the Mohegan Sun Casino with no fans, you could hear everything that's out there. So all I know is I heard a voice go, Matador, Matador. And I was like, okay. I was like, okay. I knew what style that he's, trying to imply for Cobia to implement in the ring. And that's, pretty much what he was doing, and Tusa had to kind of find Cobia around the ring for, what was it, from the third through the seventh rounds at least,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even with that, yep. And that's basically what it was. It was ring generalship. And you kind of like seen them rack those rounds in to, make that comeback, And, I was like, okay, he's kind of getting it now. He's kind of getting it. He's coming back. He's coming back. And it was like going through those 12 rounds, and what kind of like seeing, when they had that the scorecards, going down, and they had the thing with Feldman, say the thing for Tucson and Neon Bayard, and then Don Trella had the thing 115, 111 there, for Breedy, and then Steve Weisfeld read that score, and then they said the winner. I was like, oh, God, it,
I know. No, felt like a Rocky movie, man. I swear to you, that felt like Rocky won. That felt for real when Rocky lost. That was some bull.
Yeah, and I was thinking, and I was like, man, it's like those two rounds, man. Those 2 rounds, like, really
cost us, man.
Yeah, it cost them. I was like, man, but given the circumstances there, 5 weeks, like it took 5 weeks to prepare for a fight of this magnitude, and Cobia was able to show up and show out, for, those 12 rounds, with the exception of, making those 2 mistakes. You know what I mean? So, and I see what, a lot of people are saying about Cobia and what he's been able to do, there in the ring, from other people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hello? Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead, Kobe.
Yeah,
no. I'm sorry, I didn't. Did you ask me? You asked me a question or something?
I was like, making a comment about, Cobia's performance, what he was able to do over 12 rounds, and how, like, Cobia, for his performance, because going into that particular fight, they didn't really know much about Soldier. So it was like, seeing what took something.
The world know him now.
But we haven't seen what
now the world know him. Exactly. Exactly. Now the world know him. And like I say, if you think about it, it's almost like a Rocky fight. I mean, Rocky won when he lost Apollo. Okay? When he lost to Apollo. The fight was great. It's the training, getting ready, preparation. But what happened is the 2 mistakes, simple mistakes. I mean, Tug is a good fighter. I mean, he's the best in the world at amateur, second best in the whole world, silver medalist. And Cobia, the Asian guy, came out of nowhere, shocked the world. I mean, yeah, we might have lost the fight, but we won the crowd. And that's the main thing, winning the crowd, winning the people, that the people see who you are. And that's what Kobe did. He showed the people who the Soldier is. And that's really all we can ask. Our next move is getting the rematch. But we know he's not going to give us a rematch. So 2-1, what's going to happen is, hey, he go ahead and fight for the title, win the title. Then we get the rematch. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Then we get a rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Then I think that'll be even a bigger fight. Because now the guy who So Big Pete Thug is actually fighting him again for his title, for the title that was really ours. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Now I gotta bring in someone else here from the 646 area code. He also is, there at the edge of his seat for this particular fight. I'm sure you know who could be on the line here. It's the president of the Deontay Wilder fan club and the vice president of the Cobia Soldier Breedy fan club. I think Mr. Matthew Brown, you're on live with us. What's going on?
Oh man, I'm heartbroken, JR. I was really looking forward God having Rihanna walk him down the aisle. I was looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, man. Right, go ahead.
Nah, but
you know what? Hopefully she doesn't
out. Nah, Cobia put in that work though, man. I was very proud of the performance that we got out of Cobia. Like I told you yesterday, JR, while we were talking, that freaking first round eating at me, man. Because that first round, I felt like Cobia had that first round and then got caught with something silly right at the end. And I felt like that would have flipped the scorecards. I was telling you before they announced the decision, that first round knockdown is looming large because he had that round. And sure enough, those damn scorecards, man. I mean, it was a fair decision. I thought the fight could have went either way. I personally had the fight 114 to 112 for Cobia, but it didn't go his way.
We were fighting out a hole, man. We were fighting out a hole, man. I mean, those first 2 rounds, me as being the guy in the corner, I already knew we down 4 points. I mean, we were already down like 4 rounds, bro. I mean, 4. So we got to climb out of the hole.
It looked like King Tug ain't know what the hell to do with Cobia when he started boxing. Once he started, getting his movement, his lateral movement, peppering him, hitting him with the right hand, it looked like King Tug ain't know what the hell was going on. To me, I was saying this to JR, King Tug was fighting like he wasn't expecting the soldier to be standing up at the time he was standing up. He thought it was going to be an early night. But, showed heart. He showed skill, which is the most important. He showed boxing skill. He showed heart, determination. He had the decision. And unfortunately, it's boxing, it didn't go our way, man.
Yeah. Those last 3 rounds, 10, 11, and 12, to be really honest, Cobia could have went out there and Matador or skate, even soccer again. Well, I started to say soccer, but he went out there and dance around and box. But in my heart, I kind of wanted, I just like, man, how would it have been? We're going for broke. Toro, the bull, go at him, go get him. And I wanted, because I'm sitting next to the judges, and I could hear what they're saying, and I hear them saying about, he's moving around, he's blah, 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 and he's not doing enough if he's moving around. But I'm not letting that faze me, because I could hear the judges right on the side of me. So I was like, okay, this last round, we're going straight to get this kid. But I already know once you stand in front of Tug, he can let off on you. He can tee off and try to get his quick little flurry that he can move.
Yeah, he needs his feet set to let his hands go. And to me,
he needs you to stand in front of him.
Up on that right away and let him get his feet set all night.
All night. But you see, the last 3 rounds, when I was like, me and Barry Hunter was like, sick him, go get him. It was more like to show the people that, despite of everything that happened, Cobia is still running this kid down, running him down. And, I think that impressed the crowd a lot, impressed the judges a lot, but it happened, Could have boxed, but that's what we felt about it.
Yeah, that last few rounds there where, it just felt like, Cobia was hungry, so he was going all in on there, and he was just attacking like nonstop. Bah, 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 bah,
How
bah,
did you feel, Kobe? Hello? Kobe, so yeah, how did you feel those last 2-3 rounds?
I felt like I took all his power away from him. I feel like he was getting a little tired because I felt like he was like they didn't know who I was or what I was about to do. They thought it was about to have an early night. So when he see me sticking around, it kind of discouraged him. I was like, damn, this dude stood here.
Yeah. Yeah, in what was it? I think it was around the 7th or 8th round was when your eye was starting to close up, Cobia, and I think he kind of like felt like he would kind of just like walk you down and just see if he could finish you, and you would like still there. You were moving around. You were throwing like a little bit of a shell defense and other things, and still like moving your feet around. So it's like he couldn't really walk you down, and he couldn't really corner you. So once that happened, you were still throwing the jab, and to me, I saw you throwing the jab as like defense at times, but even then he still wouldn't go for it because it was like he was reluctant to see what you would do after he threw a punch.
Yep. Yeah,
so,
man, it was a good fight, man. It was a tough fight for me, man. Like I said, man, I left everything in that ring that night, man. And the amount of knockdowns and stuff, I get back up and I fought my way up. And I wanted the victory. I was like, man, that's not gonna stop, man. I fought my way back in the fight.
How did you even get up from those knockdowns and still was able to maintain your poise and composure to get back into the fight?
Man, it was like at first when it first happened, I kind of panicked a little bit cause after the bell, but I looked in my corner. I said, man, I got this. And then when it happened again, it was like it happened again because I felt like I was down. That like I'm down. I gotta catch up. And right after the second knockdown, I was like, man, I gotta just keep myself calm and just see the rounds going up from here. And that's what I did. I was like, man, because I felt like he had that one punch. I was like, he can't hurt me no more. I'm good. So I'm a box him for a little bit. I'm gonna stay in front of him. I'm gonna give him a different look. I'm gonna step into the body, and then when the later rounds come down, I try to back him up, press the fight. So it was a lot, man. It was a lot I had to do, and a lot we had to overcome in this fight. So it was a great fight.
How did you guys identify the strategy to keep Tug moving backwards? Because I kept hearing the corner saying he can't fight going backwards during the fight and made the adjustment.
Yeah, that's something we knew during the fight because we already know like he's an Olympic boxer, so he probably got a little bit of amateur boxing background. So we already know he got that little experience. So when he turned pro, all he was been doing is knocking everybody out and just coming forward and landing their right hand. So as the rounds go on, when I keep using my jab, I keep seeing him, like, when I jab, he was, like, inching back. So my jab was making him back up. And then when my team said, my coach and everybody tell me just back him up. He can't fight backing up. And every time he backing up, he can't set to throw his right hand or set to throw a bunch of punches because I'm forcing him back. So that's how we realized, man, he's not really fighting backwards. He can't really fight going backwards.
He has to get on his rhythm, man. He has to get on his rhythm coming forward and, what we call like a soccer style, like with Roy Jones or whatever. You got to get in his rhythm. You got to keep him off his rhythm.
Hey, man, you know what that reminds me of when it comes to the umpire not being able to fight backwards?
Don't you dare disrespect my guy. right now, man.
No, that's not who we're talking about.
Okay. So we about this is about to slander the great Bronze Bomber.
No, because even with him, he was able to score a knockout while fighting backwards. So it's not him.
That's true. So who we talking about?
Gennady Golovkin. He can't fight going backwards.
Yeah. You know, it takes certain fighters to actually expose stuff like that. Because Golovkin was a man. He's still a man. It's like, who beats him? And look who beat him, a great, great, great fighter, you know? And that's why I said it takes certain fighters to expose certain fighters, and, you know, you got to figure them out. And, you know, when Cobia was talking about his 7 styles, and even my wife called me and said, how many styles did Cobia use? I was like, okay, did he attack the guy? Yes, that's 1. Okay, did he move around the ring? 2. Okay, at the beginning of the fight, did he, fence the guy? Yeah, that's 3. I think you just keep counting them, you know, but... Yeah, man, it was one of those fights, man. It's one of those fights, so. Yeah, you know what I mean?
In one of our earlier conversations, you recall one time when Cobia was, they're working with Gary Russell Jr. and all you were doing was just doing practicing defensive stances and stuff like that, and it kind of seemed like it was. Shown there during, the midpoint of the fights, 5, 6, and 7. You've seen, Cobia stand there and just move his head around, move his body around to where Tucson really couldn't do anything. And by the time he would actually think about throwing a punch, Cobia is not there. He's already at another part of the ring.
Yeah.
So that's when I've seen multiple styles being incorporated. During this particular fight, but as far as Neon Bayer not being able to fight backwards, that's that was shown there in the last parts of the fight. And when Cobia was just throwing punches, he was throwing 6 or 7 punches at a time, and Neon Bayer really couldn't kind of deal with that.
Yeah, and it was 12 rounds. Everybody was my people back home in Barbados, everybody was so happy and so proud of me. They was like, man, you
got a great
represent us, man. You represent us, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, here's how I look at it too. If that second round, even the second round, where Cobia went down, and it was all balanced, backing up. He did get able to punch. He moving backwards, and he went back. He tripped and he rolled over, right? And I'm like, man, even if that didn't happen, god damn. It's like, dude, that would have still been a split decision we would have won? We would still won by a split decision because that's a 10-8 round. So we're in such a hole, man, climbing up this goddamn hole, and, I know the fans and the people's on the edge of their seat round after round after round. And I heard the judges was talking a lot of smack. I still haven't seen it yet. Matter of fact, I just woke up about an hour ago, Kobe. I was sleeping all day, man. We got home. We 3 last night, 3 this morning. We just got in this morning about 11 and got some breakfast and went straight to sleep. All night long. And you were the first person we called, bro. First person I called once I woke up.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Crazy. Yeah. So y'all drove back from Connecticut, man. That drive, man.
No, we flew. Man, they flew. They flew from Connecticut to North Carolina, then back to D.C. It was on a crazy flight, man.
Oh, the connector flight. Oh man.
So how they put you on Spirit Airlines or something?
Yeah. What's that?
Man, that was American Airlines or something. Yeah, American Airlines.
Barry Hunter roll out. He going straight to Baltimore, man. He's like, I'm going straight to Baltimore.
He must have been on a Spirit flight or something, because Spirit goes.
I tried to change the tickets, and all the tickets are done. I'm like, damn, man. We gotta go from 3, and you know what? Our flight leaves at 6, but we gotta be at the airport at 3. So that means you waking up at 2 and it's an hour drive from Mohegan Sun to the airport. So that means we get out of the ring at 11, 12 at night, 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Man, no sleep, bro. No sleep.
Oh man.
I'm still trying to digest this fight where the whole Caribbean islands calling us, and people calling and just so excited, and it's like when they say a bittersweet loss. What the hell is a bittersweet loss, man? This is a bittersweet loss, because you lost, it's bitter as hell, but everybody is so happy with the fight and stuff. So we'll be back, man. I told Kobe. And you know what? I think the guy asked earlier about what made Cobia get up. Training, bro. Training, man. We train like a beast for this. Cobia trained like a beast all the time. That's what people don't understand. And when we got the call for this, we just did what we're doing. But when you see Cobia running the bridge or pulling the sled for miles, soldier, man. Soldier. Then you need the heart. Barry Hunter, what Barry Hunter said, Kobe?
We leave the Kraken.
Yeah, what he said about guys who check out. Oh man, Barry Hunter was so happy. He said, man, many guys.
He was there. He was saying a lot of dudes would certain people to check out would give up after that and knock down or lose something.
Yep. Yeah, people would check out. So it was one of those nights, man. Shit.
And going to what you were saying, Coach Floyd, with the thing with the judges, like I was saying, is when you're like in an arena and you're fighting and there's like no auxiliary noise, there's no crowd noise, you can pretty much hear like every voice, right? And you kind of like hear what the judges were talking about during the fight, and Matt and I was watching the fight, and man, those commentators, man, I was getting upset, man, because they were like, oh, Neon Byer's doing this, Neon Byer's doing that. I'm like, he ain't doing anything. Like, what are y'all watching, bro?
Because you know what it is? Like Kobe would hit him with 2 or 3 shots. Neon Bar would hit him with 1 shot. Well, I think Neon Bar won that round because he had the power. Well, no shit. We know he had the power going into the fight. Now let's watch and see what's actually going on in the ring. Steve Foster had me pissed off. I'm like, what kind of scorecard is that? He was like, oh, I guess the judges didn't agree with me. Steve Farhood had it like 118, 110. I'm like, bruh, what fight are you watching? Like, this dude is putting the hands on King Tug, getting in, getting out, get in, get out, get in. Like, it was like a robbery in there, man. Like, he was just burglarizing the house, taking everything he wanted, and then just left before Namba even got out of bed. And that's what he was doing the whole night. So I'm like, what are you guys watching? So I knew he ain't had no chance on the damn cards. Just listening to the well, look at the power. I'm like, oh, they gonna give this dude this fight, or they gonna narrate it to the point where if Cobia gets the decision, they're gonna claim it's a robbery and try to force a rematch. Like, to me, it was only a couple ways that was gonna go.
Yeah. You know what? Here's a couple of things, guys, where I think you guys didn't even know, man. Before the fight, the day before the fight, they already got a video game out with us now by beat Cobia on unanimous decision. Okay, you know the video game with the fight. What a game called, Kobe? The fight what?
Fight night.
Man, they already created a game, bro. Fight night. So we watching this shit, right? What the hell? They already got it. And me and Kobe playing the game in the room. And I gotta watch this? Oh, hell. For the whole 12 rounds. Then what happened after that? You know, when the commentators, and this is something that you guys don't know, but what a lot of people don't know. We're in the dressing room, okay? And you know how you prep before the fight, right? You prep before, you're in the dressing room getting warmed up. But the announcers are prepped too. But the announcers are prepping that Nyambe already won the fight. And we can hear everything they're saying while we're in the dressing room. We're listening to people like, what the hell? They're like, yeah, then Nyambe won unanimous decision, guys. What do y'all think, Steve? And they're like, talking, what the fuck? And we're fighting. We ain't even going. At least you could say, well, let's go. Cobia won the fight. They're practicing their voice, their speech, how they're gonna give it. Dog, I'm like,
and
what
it
the
sounded
hell?
like that. Like, listen to the telecast.
Bro,
It sounded
we
like
were
that.
in the dressing
Yeah.
room listening to this. He had his headphones on, so he really didn't hear maybe that much.
Mm-hmm.
But when he looked at me, I'm like, I guess they just prepping, their little speech, da-da-da. But, dog, how does it feel you about to go in the ring and they practicing your funeral speech?
Yeah.
Well, Floyd died, a really nice guy. Wait, nigga, I'm not dead, I'm right here. Some bullshit, man. And so, and here's the last thing. What's the little guy named, the announcer, the young dude, the boxer?
Abner Mares.
Abner Mares ran out when we got out the dressing room. When we got out the ring and came out, Abner Mares ran out before we was leaving, shaking our hand. Oh, man, you guys was a great fighter. I'm like, dude, you left the stand, ran all the way in the back here as we get ready to go to the dressing room to leave, shaking our hand, telling us it was a good fight. Like, you're a fighter. You know what time it is, man. You know how this works. You know?
Yeah. No, but I will
works.
give Abner Mares credit because during the telecast, he was the only one talking about what was actually going on in the ring. The rest of these guys were acting like Nyambar was doing all this big damage, and Mares was like, no, Breedy's really moving, and he's upsetting him, and he's outworking him. So it's not.
And that's what I'm saying. The speech.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They practice their speech before, and it's like if me and you practicing our call before we have a call. Like right now, we on the line, right? We on the call, and we're practicing our call. And I don't think I should say too much because I don't want them to do the Showtime come get me. But I just didn't like the way they went in.
Please don't mess up the future bag. Please
Yeah.
do not mess up the future bag.
Exactly.
Come on, man. Secure the bag, bro. Secure the bag. Don't do anything to give up the bag. All right?
Hey, but listen, the announcers did a great job. They called it the way they saw it, but we got it. They did They did okay. I'm not lying.
There you go.
Yeah,
leave all the critiques to us. We'll handle all that. We'll handle all that.
Man, I've been getting on Facebook, from all part of the world. It's so, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, but you know what, man? Like I said, a rematch, bro. The rematch. He needs to go win that title and give us that title shot. That's what it is.
Yeah, we're gonna be definitely demanding that rematch, man. Because that was like to me that was most action-packed fight of the night right there, and I kind of like seeing that some people did compare Cobia Breedy to Tim Bradley with that fighting style, man.
It's all a version. Yeah. Matter of fact, not only that, they got Cobia ranked. His ranking went all the way up. We almost soon be number one ranking again. His ranking got better. Everything. It's like that's what I said. Bittersweet. The fight was on. And it was a good fight. Simple mistakes we made in the corner. Simple mistakes we made in the fight. But it's experience. You can't buy experience. You only get experience. Then what you do with your experience. And we learned a lot in this fight.
Yep. And he definitely got that. And like we were saying, when this fight was announced, it was something to the point where, y'all were building towards another fight that was going to happen, either, what was that, the 26th or sometime early October. But then, you got this opening in order to get this fight. And so, once you got this fight, you were like, okay, this is what we're going to be basically preparing for, so to speak. So, you were like, oh, we got this opportunity. Let's take full advantage of it. And that's, what Cobia, was able to do, took advantage of it, did, everything that he, tried to do there. It was just those two, little mistakes, and that kind of, and that was what cost him the fight there, man. And I was just so gutted, man. Yeah, it just hurt. It's like I was saying.
Yeah,
hey,
but
Matt,
I really hope you guys and the fans enjoyed the fight. Y'all enjoyed to see Kobe Soldier Breedy. Y'all can't wait to see him again. You know what I'm saying? And you guys were delighted, because, I mean, it only comes once in a lifetime or twice, maybe 3 times in a lifetime when you see a young athlete just come out of the smoke and just come out of nowhere. To give the fight game some action, some life again, Because, I mean, that fight, and like I said, I think that was the best fight of the night, first of all. And that was the best fight that people have seen in a long time. The only thing could have gone made that fight even that much sweeter if Kobe had knocked his ass out in like 8th or 9th round of bullshit like that. Put him out.
Yeah.
That would have been a straight Rocky fight. But it's still like a Rocky. It's like a movie. And, his story ain't done, man. He's just getting started.
Yeah, man. Yep. Definitely, man. Matt, you were gonna add something, man?
Nah, man, I'm just gonna go listen to some Rihanna, man.
Hey, man, I wish Rihanna see this shit, man. She's like, man, make her cry, make her want to come see us now. Hey, we can get there, bro. Matt, we can get there, man. We can get there, for real. Yeah. Hey, Kobe.
We can get one day. Hey, one day.
We can get Riri, man. Riri. But listen, man, I'm going to have to go. I appreciate you guys calling, man. I appreciate this. You guys doing what you're doing, Matt. Jim, just keep doing what you're doing, bro. And me and Soldier, we over here on this side. Keep doing what we're doing, too.
Oh, man, Coach Floyd, Cobia, Soldier, Breedy, man. Thanks for calling in, because, that was just, that was, fight that, I was, looking forward to. Man, and before, you and Matt got on, I was like saying this was like the first time in probably a good amount of time where I was so invested into a fighter. Because, when you're a fan of the sport and you're a fan of fighters, it's one thing. With, covering the sport, you kind of like approach things differently. But, following, Coach, you coach and following Cobia, ever since we linked up a few years ago, and we see what Cobia had been able to do, up to the point to this fight, you were like, okay, this is the opportunity that he had been looking for. This is the opportunity that you were working for him to get. Like you were gonna, like you were saying, what his plans was gonna be to be world champ by this, this
20
point.
Hey, you know what? Let me cut you off. Just let you know, I'm still at my word. I said before we hit 25 to win a world title. That's only 16. We got 4 more to go. Okay, I'm still on my grind. Okay, I'm still there, bro. I'm still there because my first hey Kobe, I know Kobe got a video too. Our first fight, our video was like before we take the slow road. Before we hit 25, we will get that world belt. And Kobe will get that world title before 20 fights. I mean, I'm still stamping on that, bro.
Yep. Yeah, that's still. Yeah, I feel like that will still happen now, man. So, like I said, thankful for Cobia, Breedy, and you, Coach Floyd, for coming on here, and y'all get some rest because, like you were saying, y'all just got back.
Dude, just got back,
fight, man. So.
Hey, you know what? In that 11th round, my voice was gone. I could not talk. Dude, do you know when you have to? Dude, you know what it is when you can't talk and you got to use another voice that you don't even have. Yo, I was so glad Barry Hunter was there, man. I'm giving Barry sign language and shit, man. And Kobe, we need to work on our sign language in the ring too, because that was some bull. Y'all, hey, no. Y'all don't understand. Kobe, let them know, bro. You understand when you can't talk, and this is the 11th round of the championship, and you trying to freaking talk, bro. That's why I was glad the doc. Man, they had a sucky cut man in the ring, man. Our cut man suck.
Oh, boy.
Kobe, tell me the cut man. They provide you with their own cut man, right? Oh, hell.
Yeah. Wait, that wasn't your cut man?
No.
Wow.
Barry Hunter was like,
they
yo,
probably
where's
handled it the same
N12?
way as like how they do with Top Rank. Top Rank, they just provide 2 cut men basically for almost pretty much for every fighter that comes through the bubble in Las Vegas. So over in Mohegan Sun, it's pretty much the same way, I bet.
Yeah. And the more experienced cut man was in the other corner. The more experienced cut man was in the other corner.
Wow.
And this dude was like, Barry's like, yo, where the N12? Get the goddamn N12. He got to go out the ring. Time he come back in the ring, he put it under his eye, the bell ring. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, so it was some shit happening, but it's all good, man. All good. All right, guys. Soldier, we'll get some rest. We'll chat tomorrow. Guys, thanks a lot for the call. Talk later, James.
All right, man. Coach Floyd, Cobia, Soldier, Breedy. Thanks for calling, man.
We'll be back.
Oh, most definitely.
Okay.
Oh, man.
All right, man. Just keep the hype going. Keep the hype going, brother.
Oh, that'll definitely happen.
Thank you, bro. Okay. Thank you.